begin by acknowledging Mayor Michael Nutter and Dr. Michael Lomax for organizing such a special and important event. I would also like to acknowledge my fiance who's here with me tonight. There's no particular reason why I need to acknowledge her except that I know I'll get an earful if I didn't acknowledge her in my speech later on. I would also like to acknowledge Mr. Gregory Lyles, who invited me to speak tonight. When Mr. Lyles told me about the event, he said that my task tonight would be to simply share my story. He also told me about the event last year and told me about the amazing UNCF scholarship recipients that shared inspiring stories of obstacles they had to overcome to get to where they are in their lives. As I prepare for my speech tonight, I struggled to identify obstacles, any unique life experiences that I felt was even worth sharing. To be honest, I never looked at my life experiences as obstacles. I had to ask myself, what reason do I actually have to stand here and speak before you tonight? I thought that maybe I can talk about the fact that I'm from West Philadelphia. I grew up in a single-parent household, and I never met my father. But this isn't unique because the reality is only 1 in 3 African-American households have children growing up with both parents. So instead, I thought, well, maybe I could talk about growing up below the poverty line. Having vivid memories of accompanying my mother to our local church to receive food donations, being excited as a kid when I saw that we were getting Honey Nut Cheerios instead of regular Cheerios. But again, this quality of life is no aberration because the reality is 22% of all children live in poverty, and when we talk about African American children, that number rises sharply to 39%. So I thought maybe it's unique that I could talk about the fact that my mother, despite how amazing and talented she is, suffered from schizophrenia most of her adult life. Schizophrenia that became so severe that by the time I was 8 years old, she could no longer care for me or herself. If it wasn't for a relative that took me in and cared for me until I turned 17 and could start college, there's no telling where I may have ended up. But again, this isn't unique because the truth is African American children make up 45% of the foster care population in this country. So maybe I thought it's unique that I'm a student at Drexel University, which is not a UNCF member institution. It's not even a historically black institution, yet I have benefited greatly from the support of UNCF. But again, this isn't unique because UNCF in reality supports students at over 900 colleges and universities throughout this country. Many institutions where the number of African American faces remain low, but the level of achievement still remains high. Reflecting on my past made me wonder how I made it to this point in my life. In the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, he presents the idea that people that are extremely successful, the outliers in life, are successful because of intelligence and hard work, but mainly they're successful because they all benefited from some opportunity, some resource, some support system that took them from being capable to exceptional. He goes on to say that this catalyst for change often occurred by mere happenstance. In other words, these successful people were lucky. Now, one can look at me as a kid from West Philadelphia, yet having a master's and bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, and 1 year away from completing both my medical degree and PhD in chemical engineering, and say that I'm lucky. But I disagree with the offer on that point. My luck was not due to mere happenstance or accident. I don't have to look at my past life experiences as obstacles Because at each stage in my life, I've had someone or something to help me along my path. Someone or something that invested in my potential. Someone or something that helped take me from being capable to exceptional. Me finishing graduate school is no obstacle because the UNCF has invested in me with great purpose and intent, not by accident. UNCF has been that resource, that opportunity, that support system that I needed, that luck that I needed, that all of the UNCF scholars in this room needed, that all of the hundreds and thousands of our capable young brothers and sisters throughout this country, this state, this city so desperately need. So I stand here and I ask myself again, what reason do I have to speak to you today? That answer is simple and doesn't require anecdotes from my past. I'm simply here to thank you. Thank you for investing in us.